reconcile in every blade of grass and breath of air. A future sitting there. And you don't care about the children. There's plenty where they're from to populate the garden of uranium. There's power in a sun ray and travel on the tide, hurricanes and storms to saddle up and ride in every wind of change on any side. An idea to be tried. And you don't care about the children. There's plenty where they're from to populate the garden of uranium. And then there are the maglows with power in their hands, dumping lethal waste in shallow pasture lands, scattering suicide into the winds. And no one understands. They don't care about the children. There's plenty where they're from to populate the garden of uranium.
Hello there, so this is Garden of Uranium, a great song from Descendants of Smith. A bit underrated, I feel. One of the reasons why I really like this song is because it has great lyrics. I mean, the verses have some really clever lines, and just one after another. I think Roy was really inspired when he wrote this one. But, well, this is not about words, this is about chords, and the other reason why I really like this song is because it has a very interesting chord progression, a long chord progression that takes some time to memorize, but it's quite easy to play, the chord progression, I mean. Then there is the instrumental section, which is somehow different and it's a bit tricky to play, but so let's start with the chord progression. First of all, this is in DADGAD tuning, but tuned down one tone. This means that the sixth string is a C, then we have a G, then we have another C, then we have an F on the third string, another G, and another C. It's just like DADGAD, but tuned down one tone. A couple of tips for the chord progression. First, two basic shapes that you have to do. The first one is this one, and I'll start with the shape in its first position, I mean the first chord in the song. Okay, so index finger on the third string, 7th fret, and then on the 4th string you put your ring finger and your middle finger on the 6th string, both on the 8th fret. So this shape, you will use it in different sections of the neck. This is always the same shape, you just have to move it up and down. So first shape is this one, and the second shape that you will use in different sections of the neck is starting from this first shape. You take off your index finger and you put your little finger on the 2nd string. So middle finger on the 6th string, ring finger on the 4th string, and little finger on the 2nd string, all on the same fret. And this shape, you are going to use it in different sections of the neck. Okay, so we'll get back to those chords later. And just another tip before we move into the chord progression: your ring finger on the left hand is always, but always, on the 4th string. So you will notice that these shapes that we've seen before, okay, and there will be a few more shapes, but your ring finger will always be on the 4th string. That's something that you will notice, and I'll remind you that when we get there. So let's start with the first chord. So this is the intro. The same shape, you move it down one fret to the 6th and 7th frets. You start on the 8th and 7th, move it down, and now let's see the right hand picking, okay, in detail. Slowly. But this has to be played fast. So the first part of the verses use this shape, and you start, as I said, on the 7th, 8th fret, move it down one fret, back to the first position, back to the second, back to the first, move it up 2 frets, and then down 1 fret, okay? So this is the part that goes: there's fuel in a handshake, and power in a smile, energy to spare, and time to reconcile. Okay, and after this chord you move to a different chord.
Time to reconcile in every blade of grass and breath of air.
Okay, let's see this chord. So what you do is you are here, you move your ring finger to the 10th fret and move your middle finger to the 3rd string, 9th fret, and your index finger to the 2nd string, 8th fret. And this has a different finger picking pattern. Check it out. Slowly. And then you move to this other shape that I've told you before. All fingers on the 5th fret. So this is the part that goes.
Time to reconcile in every blade of grass and breath of air. A future sitting there.
Same shape, you move it up to the 10th fret. And then to the 9th fret. And this is where the verse ends. Okay, and now we move into the chorus. Here you kind of stop and pick the bass. So you are with this shape on the 9th fret and slide it down to the 4th fret.
You don't care about the children. There's plenty where they're from.
So this is all using the same shape. On the 4th fret, then to the 2nd fret, then open strings, then 10th, 9th, 7th, 5th, and back to the 9th. This is a fast movement here. And then we are back to that 3rd chord shape. This is another shape. So notice that the ring finger is always on the 4th string. Move down 2 frets and put your little finger on the 8th fret, 2nd string. And then, once again, notice that the ring finger keeps on the 4th string, and you are back to this shape. 3rd fret, and then slide it up to the 7th fret. And you finish on the 7th fret. So 8th fret, 7th fret. And so the long chord progression is finally has finally come to its end. So I'll just play it in a row. So this is the chords that go with the verse-chorus part. Now, before we move on to the instrumental section, I just want to tell you one detail that happens on the third verse. When Roy is singing these lines,
scattering suicide into the winds, and no one understands.
So what happens here is when Roy gets to this chord here, he then does this lick, I can call it that, with the finger picking pattern. He stays longer on this chord. So what you do here is you have to lift your fingers from the fretboard to mute the strings. And then you are back to the same pattern that is used on the rest of the chord progression. Okay, now let's move on to the instrumental section, which is basically a run down the second string like this. So what you're doing is you are keeping the drive with your thumb, picking the 6th and 4th strings opened, and you are playing the 2nd string with your middle finger. Let me show you what happens on the 2nd string. So, hammering, slide up here, and then another hammering. Sorry. You have to slightly bend down the string here on the 5th fret.